I was in UK for 2 months and I didn't know that there was a water problem, and I came home 3-4 days ago, and my sister told me that, she told me, don't use the shower, use the bucket of water. You know, so many of us are unaware of situations, and can you throw some light on how this has happened and what we can do?
The most basic ignorance about rivers is, people think river is a source of water, or a well is a source of water, or a pond or a lake is a source of water. In a tropical country, it is not a source of water, it is only a destination for water. There is only one source of water for us, which is the monsoon rain. That's the only place from where water is coming. So the rain that comes down, which normally happens to us in this country, somewhere between 45 to 60 days maximum in a year, rain pours down on us. A huge volume of water comes down. When this comes down, our ability to hold it in the soil will determine how many days in a year will the rivers flow. If we hold it, then it flows 365 days. If we do not hold it, it will run away within the next 50 or 100 days, and that's why it's going dry right now. So what allows us to hold the water? The only and only thing is vegetation. There is no rocket science to this. This has been my main mission across the world, including United Nations, our government, central government, all the states. We convince them, you cannot hold water in a dam, check dam, barrage, all these things. These are all okay for usage, but you cannot really enhance water like this. The only way you can hold it is by vegetation. When I say vegetation, or let's say forest, the possibility of increasing the forest cover is impossible in India. We are 1.3 billion people, it's estimated by 2030 we will be 1.5 billion people. So there is too much pressure on the land, there is no way to increase the forest cover. The only other way is to go for agroforestry, that we use forests as a livelihood for ourselves. We grow forests for wealth, we grow forests for economic reasons. So right now, to assist the farmer to shift to agroforestry, there are a few things to happen. One thing is the saplings, large-scale development of saplings. We are looking at, in 12 years, to plant 242 crore trees, that is 2.42 billion trees. If we want to do something so massive, it needs a very organized effort and it needs a certain agility, which normally, I'm not trying to criticize anybody, but normally the state governments don't have such an agile machinery to act. So in Tamil Nadu, we have about 32 nurseries spread across Tamil Nadu. So we've planted over 35 million trees in the last 18 years, all on our own steam. That is, no government help, no nothing, just as a movement, people's movement. Now this needs to scale up big time, so we have clear-cut plans how to multiply this. Today there's tissue culture, we have all the technologies, everything, you know, we've assimilated all these things properly. The reason why we are doing many things, and including this, is without a large-scale people's involvement, this is not going to happen. This is not a single-handed job. This is not just my work or your work or somebody else who is here. This is a generational work. As a generation of people, we have taken the largest bite out of this planet. Never before another generation has consumed as much as we have. So, I'm just thinking, before I fall dead, let's fix it to whatever extent we can so that future generations don't look back and see we were the most irresponsible generation ever. In a way we are, unfortunately. But the important action that is needed right now is this, that we need to raise 72 crore saplings in the next 4 years. 4 years this plantation must happen, means in 2 years we must raise, in 4 years the plantation must be over. then only the 12-year plan that we have, we will go by that. We have a board of people, responsible board. This entire Cauvery Calling fund is going to be managed by an internationally reputed auditing firm under the aegis of this board. And we are also bringing in few more people from Karnataka and Tamil Nadu to be a part of this management.
Bengaluru, once called the city of lakes, is expected to become the next city to run dry.
Tamil Nadu and its capital city are struggling to meet the water demand of its citizens.
The Indian farmer, they say, is born in debt, lives in debt and dies in debt. A harsh truth closer home in Karnataka, which is at the brink of a crisis in one of the most fertile regions of the state, the Cauvery Belt.
The rivers in India are in a serious condition. On an average, all rivers in India are depleting approximately 8% every year. In 16 years, most rivers will be gone. 8% drop. Almost 7 months in a year, Cauvery doesn't reach the ocean, it dries up. Right here somewhere.
Today, it is 46% less than what it was 40 years ago. Your children, or maybe their children, will not know what is Cauvery. When we launched the Larry for Rivers movement, we did over 50,000 art competitions around the country because we want the children to become conscious. You won't believe this. Many children painted brown sand and they thought that's the river because that's the only river they have seen. The biggest concern is not even water, the biggest concern is soil. There is not enough organic content, means you can't hold water. India has 160 million hectares of arable land. Of this, 104 million hectares of arable land is under distress, soil distress. This means this country is going to have serious problems about growing food in the next 15 to 25 years. With 1.3 billion people, if you can't grow your food, that's going to be the biggest disaster. 96% of our rivers flow only with rainwater. If you have vegetation, our ability to hold the rainwater is enhanced. Either the rainwater, which happens approximately in 45 to 50 days in the year, it all flows out within the next 50 days. The only way you can slow down is by vegetation, simply no other way. Increasing the forest cover is out of question with the kind of population pressure we have. So the only way is to transit them into agroforestry. We have converted literally over 69,670 farmers in Tamil Nadu. Their incomes have gone up 5 to 10 times in a matter of 8 to 10 years.
Right now in Tamil Nadu and Karnataka, we are launching what's called as Cauvery Calling.
25 up. When I was speaking at the UN, I said, I want to officiate the marriage of economy and ecology. Only then we will produce something significant. Ecology is not against the economic well-being of the people. Economy and ecology have to go hand in hand. How to do our economics in an ecologically sensitive way, this is the important thing. This project is called Cauvery Calling because she's been calling. Can you hear is the question. Hello, can you hear? Cauvery is calling. When you have a country at this level where 90% are below the tax level, you think government can do everything? The distress is not something that the governments can handle, it's way beyond that. I want you to understand this. I'm not pitching for the government. I wanted the government to give subsidies to the farmers, which they have done, because the distress is not something that the governments can handle. It's way beyond that. It's way beyond that. But the governments, you must understand this is not easy to do. We've been on sustained pressure on both these governments. And fortunately, yesterday was a fantastic day for Cauvery Calling because both the governments agreed that they will give the necessary subsidy. You're thinking, why should I give 40 rupees or 42 rupees? Don't give. So many other human beings still alive in this country and in the world. People are contributing, not just from India, from across the world. People are contributing because there is still humanity in the world. This 242 crore trees looks like a big number, but we are billions of people on this planet. Hello? Yes. Yes, we can. There are also simple solutions. People think solutions have to be really complicated, high-tech from somewhere. Not necessary, it's all in nature. Whether it's United Nations or UNEP or with the governments in India, slowly we've turned the mindset around in the last 3 years that they are beginning to acknowledge, yes, it can be done this way. It is not necessary to have $1 billion research on everything. It is simply by observing nature, we can replicate the same things effortlessly. So this turnaround of mindset is the biggest achievement of Rally for Rivers. Policy changes happened, that's great, but the real thing is, when we started, everybody was talking about dams, check dams, do this, do that. Now all that talk has gone down. Now everybody is talking about trees and trees, to a point where UN went out to say that if you plant 1 trillion trees on this planet, the entire climate change effect could be reversed in 10 to 12 years' time. They made this statement and we got the accreditation from UNCCD. So that's a big boost for what we are doing right now. When I thought through this whole thing, I thought the government will be the biggest challenge. But we crossed that threshold. Not very easy, but we crossed it without too much difficulty. Well, it took almost 2 years of relentless pursuit. So having crossed that, see this 242 crore trees looks like a big number, but we are billions of people on this planet. And today, we can reach every human being on the planet through social media, online, so many ways. Now, one thing will be, oh, why should I do something in southern India? Cauvery is very important because it's a demonstratable model. For the rest of the tropical world, this is a demonstratable model. We're doing it here because geographically this is the best place to do for quickest possible results. This terrain you have seen, you've been through Coorg, you've been through Nagarhole, you've come to Mysore, you've been seeing all the lush places. Now we will go into Tamil Nadu, even there it'll be green, but I want you to visualize, when these crops are not there, how the land will look. Now the place, the waterfall where we went, the Shivana Samudram, right now it looks so abundant, you can't believe this river needs your help. If you come in April, May, it'll be totally dry, no water. That's how it'll be. So that is the level of drastic change that will happen. That is what is worrying, because the rainwater that comes down should go through the rainforest that is there and slowly come into the river. In 4 days it filled up that reservoir, which is not at all good. That's because water is just flowing on the surface. That is the main thing. So to make people understand this, it's taken a long time, but I'm glad to see that both Kannada media and the Tamil media, largely the mainstream media has understood the concept and it's gone to the people, this is what the solution. Everybody is clearly saying, yes, this is a smart solution. So that's a sea change in the society, in the media, in the government, this has happened. Now the challenge is this, we are looking at training 5 to 10,000 farmers to raise saplings. We must have the money power to buy it. I don't want to push the farmer into a place where he raises saplings and he doesn't know where to take it later. People should see that we will buy the saplings, there is demand for the saplings. And we ourselves want to set up about 350 nurseries. We want nurseries to be in every region so that transportation costs can be brought down. This 42 rupees we will be counting in saplings, we are not counting money. But we also need money to buy trucks, to operate the teams. Right now, the Nadi Veeras, as they are called, the river volunteers who have come, They're doing a fantastic job, but their number is not enough. Now we will give an appeal in Bangalore, Chennai, other places for the youth to come. For them, food is no problem, but accommodations to be built is the issue. If we get 1,000 volunteers, we are not capable of housing them. Proper vehicles should be there to travel, all this needs to happen. For all this, infrastructure is important. That will not come from this 42 rupees. So, we need separate donations for that. So we will see how to get those sponsors, corporate sponsors and other things. This is a battle plan, okay? A lot of stuff to do in the next few years.